Hey, you guys. The phone ran out of space. So this is going to be part two. I don't have any editing to push the two videos together right now. Okay. I don't feel like doing it. So I'm going to upload this into two pieces. All right. So like I was saying, no child left behind. All right. You will not be left behind. Okay. Thanks to God coming up with that. All right. So, like I was saying, George Bush came up with No Child Left Behind, and it was so that the little ones' feelings wouldn't be hurt. Like when all their friends are going to the next grade and they're not. But once you get to senior level, as I was saying in that first video, is really the other video is part two. This is part three technically. But the short video that I made 2 days ago, I think on the first or the second, that's the one, or the second. That's leading up to this. This would be part three of the same subject, if you will. But anyway, the main point that I'm trying to talk about in this video is latency. So we talked about what happens if you don't give up your child. You're no child left behind. You can still get into the kingdom, barely making it in, but it's bad for you because it could be bad for you. It's good that you made it in, but it could be bad for you because you're not all the way prepared. And we're going to talk about a word called latency. All right, so here's an example. I was making some tea, the tea bag tore. I may use this in the thumbnail if I can make one. But so the tea bag tore. I opened the tea bag from the top, and then I guess the tea bag was all the way at the top. So when I opened the top, the tea bag tore as well. And then I was like about to throw it in the trash, and then I had a reminder in my mind that said, hey, you still have that tea making tool where you clamp it down, you open it, and then you can insert leaves or whatever it is that you want to make a tea out of, and then it closes immediately, and then you just put that down into the water and it will make the tea, and then you pull it out and all the leftover leaves or whatever it is, the mint, whatever leaf you wanted to use or herb you want to use, it's inside of that tool, right? And I almost forgot about the tool. But when the tea bag tore, I never used the tool before. And then that was a tool that I was able to pull out of my drawer where all of my cooking tools are. And I was still able to use that tea bag. I didn't have to throw it away. And it's the same thing with you. There are certain things about you where you are all torn up, but God is still able to use you. He's still able to use a tool to use you. Okay, so it's like with that tea bag, I was still able to use the tea bag because all I did was just fold the torn part over a couple times, balled that little tea bag up, and put it inside of the tool, and then just put the whole tool down into the hot water and steep the tea. And so God was showing me like, hey, anyone that's torn up can still be used. Okay, and even though you're tore up, you're barely making it through, but you made it through. You're no child left behind. You may not be all the way prepared because your bag is a little torn. Some of the leaves may still fall out of the bag in some way. Somehow the bag could still unravel within the tool, and then some of the parts could still get out. So you're not all the way prepared. That equates to you barely making it through, but you're not prepared all the way. Whereas the other tea bags are fully closed, you're not fully closed, so you're not fully prepared all the way. Whereas if I would have had more time to like staple the bag or super glue it, or I'm not going to super glue it because I don't want to be drinking super glue, but I'm just giving an example of how God could really, really fix you up and then give you the blessing so that you don't lose it. That torn bag could have been stitched together or something so that I don't lose any of the leaves within the bag, within the tool. So it's like with you, you're torn up. God could still mend you and use you. So he does. That's why you're still making it through. And some of you are failing the test. You will not win that battle, but you will still win the war. I always make that metaphor, assembly, whatever, because it's like it's a metaphor, because some people, there's battles that equal up to a whole war. So you may lose some of the battles in the war, but you're still going to win the war. You're still going to make it to the next grade. Now, if you get to senior year and you have failed every single school year, barely making it through every year, and you just keep getting passed on, you may look at it like you're getting over. You may look at it like I'm breadcrumbing God and God is just letting me get over. No. Eventually, you will not be prepared enough to do what you need to do. Okay? So, it's not good to think that you're getting over or to try to breadcrumb God. He sees your heart. I think people forget he can see your heart. He can see your real intentions. He can tell when you're really giving up and you just like, look, this is me. It is what it is. I'm not going to be obedient. Versus, I'm trying. I keep failing. I keep trying and I keep failing. Just like that scripture with Paul, who was talking about, why is it that I keep doing what I know I'm not supposed to be doing? Okay. So, your little effort is still counted. You may still get through, but you may not be prepared all the way, which is a disadvantage for you because God is trying to make it to where the devil, he can't, what am I trying to say? The devil wants to take your blessing as soon as you get it. So the less prepared you are, the easier it is for him to take the blessing. Just like when you get to that senior year, after you done just got passed on and on, eventually when you get to senior year and you can't do the work that was given to you from 4th grade math, you're not going to make it past senior level because you just got passed on. So you're not really prepared to be a CEO of a company or like some big job. You're going to have to go and get a GED. You're going to have to go and start from scratch and study and everything just to pass the senior year final test. Okay, so it's like, yeah, you may get in, but some stuff it's just going to get sabotaged. You're going to end up sabotaging it. You're going to end up losing it before you win it because you're going to be depleted because you're not all the way prepared. Okay, and so you may think you're getting over, but you're getting over on your own self because just like with the children, they think that, oh, I'm just being passed along. I'm still getting to pass with my friends, but once you hit senior year and you can't do the work from all the years that you've been in school, you still failed yourself. And see, this is why demons and stuff, they're on assignment to make you fail before you can even get a chance to win. If God can clear up everything going on that's causing you to be disobedient and then give you the blessing, you will pass and do well and get through and be prepared so that you won't fall apart as soon as you get through the gate. Okay? So, he doesn't want you to sabotage the blessing, y'all, which is why you need to be fully prepared. And that's what latency is about. Latency is the time between a request to a response. I learned about this recently from someone special. Latency is the time between a request to a response. So it takes money out of your pocket. It costs more time, and that's coming out of your life. You only have so much time here on earth. So it's like you're wasting time, you're wasting money, you're wasting resources, you're wasting opportunities, you're wasting away with latency. If you're requesting something from God and you want this thing, God is saying, hey, I'll give it to you. It will be much smoother to give it to you if you're more prepared or if you're more obedient. I can still give you these things, but there's going to be some hiccups because you're not really prepared to get it. So when you do get it, there's going to be some negativity attached to it because you're not all the way obedient yet. Like you may still get through, but there's still going to be things that's attached because you're not fully cleaned all the way. You cheated the system. You could have put in more, especially compared to others, but you didn't. So it's like you still get a reward, but the reward may not be as good. Like some people go into the reward is just a straight, narrow path. If you are trying, but keep on falling, it may be a little wiggly to get there, a little rocky to get there. Whereas if you would just be obedient all the way, latency wouldn't be as bad. You wouldn't be wasting as much time. You wouldn't be wasting as many opportunities. You wouldn't be wasting things away because you're on the straight and narrow path. There's no disruptions because you're obedient. Okay? So, just like with that tea bag example I was giving you, the latency is you know, if I just had the regular bag and there was no tear in it, I could have just put that bag in the cup. But it's wasting time. The latency is the part where I'm looking for the tool. Okay, I found the tool. Now I got to fold the bag, the tea bag up in a certain way so that where it's torn at, the leaves don't escape from there. So I have to fold it up. I have to put it into the tool. It's just all these processes. When if the bag never tore, I could have just put it in the water, take it out the water, and it's just very convenient. Now I'm wasting time and more money using more tools, using more time to do this to make the tea. So that's what I'm saying. It's the latency isn't as much if, latency meaning the time between you requesting something from God and God responding, meaning him giving it to you. The latency wouldn't be so much if you were just on the right path, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So do not breadcrumb God. Do not barely try. Try your best. Try your hardest so that God can see your efforts and give you what you need. Okay. And help you get through it because he wants to see your heart. That's why you're being tested. Don't give up. Some of you've given up, you keep falling and you're just like, all right, whatever. This is me now. I'm giving up. This is I'm not being obedient. Like, this is who I am. You just want to give up because you feel like you keep trying and you keep failing. But the keep trying and keep failing is the victory. You're going to eventually win. You're going to eventually win. So you will not be left behind. Your efforts are not going unnoticed. Okay. They count, which is why you're still getting through, but you could get more if you were just obedient. You could go through less headache if you were just obedient. Okay. Yeah, God is trying to get it to where you don't lose the blessing as soon as you get it. Okay. Your pride, your ego, that leads to self-sabotage and it can ruin the blessing. And he wants to give it to you correctly. So just get on the same page with God. All right. And that's the message. Peace.